Hi, it's Lauren from Holy Beautiful, and today we are talking about a super hyped brand. You may have heard of it, Westman Atelier. And today we're going to be talking about three of their products, one of which is the Vital Stick Foundation, the other one is the Beauty Butter Bronzer, and the Lip Suede. So, if you're interested, stick around. I have a lot to say about this line, I feel like. So, I'm going to start applying my makeup. I'm going to go in with the foundation first. This is in Atelier 3. And I feel like this is a pretty good match for my skin. I honestly could have probably gone with 2, but we'll go with this today. Also, side note, I'm kind of avoiding around my nose and mouth because this does have coconut oil in it, and I think that coconut oil might make my perioral dermatitis flare. I've kind of had some issues with it seeming like it's trying to come back, and I think that might be an ingredient that gives me issues. Anyway, so I'm gonna go in with this foundation and start buffing it in. So this line was created by Gucci Westman, which if you don't know who that is, she is a very, very famous makeup artist. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She was formerly, I believe, the creative director for Lancome and for Revlon. And she actually, by the way, created a product when she was with Revlon called Suede Rhapsody, which, if you were paying attention, her lip product is called Lip Suede. We've got a definite inspiration when it comes to lip products. So a little bit about her. So she is a celebrity, very famous makeup artist. She's done covers for Vogue. She has clientele like Cameron Diaz. She's done a lot of fashion shows. She's very well known within the industry. And what I thought was kind of interesting as I'm like looking up her history, she is also a Swedish American like myself. Her dad is Swedish and her mother is American, the same as mine. And she grew up in Sweden, which I did not grow up in Sweden. I wish that I would have, because that would have been a really, really cool experience. It's a beautiful country. I've gone to visit quite a bit, but I did not grow up there. So she's got kind of this international background. She worked as an au pair and started working with some models in Europe. And that's kind of how she got into this industry. So this particular foundation, I would say, is like a medium coverage. I find it to be pretty buildable. And what I like a lot about it is it's a very thin, slippery consistency, and you can get a decent amount of coverage. So like I've been using this without needing a concealer, and I find that it doesn't get creasy or cakey under my eyes. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of settling in those lines just beneath my eyes, but I actually really like building this up as a concealer, and I like that I don't have to have multiple products to do what I want. So my kind of my beef with this foundation, it's not the formula. I think that the formula is really, really beautiful, but it's that the shade range I feel like could be not only just a bit bigger, but more evenly distributed. They do have some dark shades, but they could definitely have more dark shades. I would say that this line caters to more fair, light skin tones. And that's a common problem throughout the beauty industry, but I would say especially with brands that are more luxury and brands that identify with being like clean beauty. For whatever reason, they're a lot more exclusive with their shade ranges. So I would say that's like the biggest drawback to me when I look at this range. I really think that they could expand upon it. And to be honest, I wish that more companies would just start right off the bat with bigger shade ranges than they do. This is not, like I said, this is not like a problem exclusive to Westman Atelier, but it's definitely something that I see all the time within beauty. Like if you watched my Chantecaille video, you may have heard me talk about that. Like I thought it was strange that Sylvie Chantecaille, the creator of Prescriptives, went from having a shade range that could accommodate about 125 different options down to like 15. I just don't understand kind of going backwards here. I'm actually gonna build that up a little more. But overall, I think that this is a really, really beautiful foundation. It's really easy to work with. I've really, really enjoyed it on my skin. I just think that they need to be more inclusive and more diverse with their shade ranges. So there's that. I love this packaging too, by the way. Like, it's got like a magnetic cap. I don't know. It's just very, very satisfying to use. I'm going to do a little bit of powder over this area just to kind of blur out that redness. I know that I'm not going to be able to cancel it entirely, but I really don't want to make my dermatitis flare again right now. I'd rather not do that. And I think that coconut oil is the culprit. The reason being, I had tried the Huda Beauty Faux Filter stick and I had like bumps immediately and I freaked out. It had coconut oil in it. And I've been using Dr. Bronner's Baby Castile soap as a makeup remover face wash for a long time. And I'm starting to taper off of my antibiotics right now. And I washed my face and I noticed like I had all these bumps and I looked at the ingredients and it's got coconut oil in it. And I think that might be a trigger for my perioral dermatitis. So I'm gonna lay off of the coconut oil around my nose and mouth for a little while and see if that helps. Okay, let's move on to this Beauty Butter Bronzer. Now it is like, oh, so dreamy. These little compacts, they remind me of like macarons and they're like very weighted and heavy, which I really like. So if you were just listening to my spiel about the foundation, you probably know what I'm about to say. This bronzer is so beautiful, but it only comes in one shade, which is, again, like, that's problematic to me. I think, you know, like, women with deeper skin tones and more melanin than myself want to be able to add some dimension to their skin as well. Like, that's not just something for white women. Like, it's nice to be able to kind of create a dimensional halo around your face to bring that focus forward. And I just think that they should have more than one bronzer and contour stick. That's another thing. The contour stick also only has one shade, and I think that they really should create more. It's kind of like if you look at Fenty, I believe they have a shade called Caviar, which is like solid black, but you can really build up some dimension on deeper skin tones by having that. So you know, again, this formula is so lovely. It really is soft and buttery, and it looks pretty matte on the skin. It's not overly like shimmery or shiny or dewy. I really, really love the dimension that this brings to my face, but they need more shades. I'm actually going to take a little tiny eyeshadow brush. I've been doing this for a little while now since I've gotten this line to play with, and I really love using this bronzer as like an all over lid shade. It adds just like a little bit of warmth and dimension to the eye, which is really, really beautiful. I'll do a little tiny bit underneath. I love having a product like that you can use in more than one way. We'll do it right here. So this line, you can get it on their website or Violet Grey, which Violet Grey, I love buying stuff from there because you pretty much know that like everything on their website is going to be good. They have a really strict vetting process with all of their beauty editors and makeup artists that they work with. And they definitely pull some great products. I've never been disappointed with my Violet Grey orders. We'll just say that much. But that being said, Westman Atelier is not a cheap brand. This was a very expensive little tiny haul. I think it was like $240. She ain't cheap, okay? Like, you're gonna drop some cash, but I do think you are paying for an experience. It's kind of like the Victoria Beckham. This is way more expensive, but it's definitely kind of like the Victoria Beckham where you're paying for better packaging. You are paying for very well thought out curations. I always get this redness right here, and I don't know why. I don't wear glasses, and I rarely wear sunglasses, and I always have this little mark on my nose. It's so weird. I actually saw a picture like from when I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13, and I had it back then too, and I'm like, How have I not really been paying attention to this my whole life? I guess it's just like how my nose is shaped and I get like a little bit of a shadow, but it almost has like a slight reddish tint, like I've had glasses on. It's so weird. Okay, now I'm going to apply some of this lip suede. So the texture of this is beautiful. It is so beautiful. I am not normally one to like a matte lip, but this product has been so enjoyable. And it's funny because the shade that I thought I wouldn't even like that much, I've actually probably used the most, which is like this kind of rosy mauve color. So what I've been doing with this that I have liked so much is taking this shade and putting this kind of on the outer edges of my lips and then using that more of like a fuchsia pink color in the center. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. I'm gonna do that. And I'm actually gonna tap a little bit of that fuchsia on my cheeks too, because it's just such a cool, fresh pink. The texture of this, it's more of like it's a cream, but it's more of like a dry textured cream. Like, you know how sometimes cream products can feel almost kind of like goopy and thick? This is very dry compared to a lot of cream products. So let me put this on and show you, and you'll understand why they call it lip suede. And the other thing, it's gonna be hard to show you here, but the texture of this when you first get it looks like suede. I'll put a picture up. It's so cool. I love this product. Okay, so I just think this lip product is so beautiful and it wears for a really long time. I don't find it to be overly drying feeling for more of this kind of matte blotted look. But oh my gosh, this color combination is so beautiful. I've been wearing it like non-stop since I got this. I love it so much. I've actually done the same technique with the two reds. Let me swatch those and show you too. And it creates such a beautiful dimensional red lip. So like, let me show you this kind of deeper red here. So beautiful, right? And then this more like tomatoey red, doing the same kind of effect with the reds instead of just the pinks. Oh, so beautiful. And just like I said, so long wearing. So like if you struggle with matte lips because they feel terribly dry, this does not feel terribly dry. I like to put on a little bit of like a lip balm underneath and then blot it off before I apply this. But this will stay on for a very long time, even after eating and drinking. I haven't had a ton of it wear off, which is really nice. I am going to put on my mascara and then we will kind of chit chat a little bit more about this line. Okay, we are back. I've got my mascara on. I feel cute. Let's talk about like some final thoughts about Westman Atelier. So I love how my makeup looks when I wear this. I want to take these everywhere with me. I love the packaging. I love the formulas. The way that they apply is so easy and effortless and beautiful. And that all justifies the price because I don't mind paying more for something that I want to reach for all the time. Like that's just my personal preference with makeup. I would much rather have fewer, more expensive, more luxurious products that I absolutely love than a bunch of like really cheap products that break and fall apart or the texture is weird or just difficult to work with. Like I am always going to be that person that wants more of a minimalist collection of things that I really love than a bunch of stuff that I just feel kind of okay about. So I love it. I think that a lot of the ingredients that they use are really beautiful. They're very like botanically focused and like I didn't really mention before, but this has squalane, which is like, I love what squalane does to my skin. It makes it feel so like youthful baby skin, like kind of juicy. But it's more of almost like a dry oil kind of finish, which I really actually like on my skin. They really are into like the clean beauty marketing, which I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't care for that kind of marketing. It does nothing for me. And in fact, it just kind of is a turnoff for me. I really wish that brands would kind of step away from that. Like Westman Atelier has got a great thing going. Like they don't need all of the clean beauty marketing, but I understand that that's like a really big trendy thing. I have a lot of opinions about like clean beauty, especially because like I started my channel in clean beauty and like I kind of like plugged into the science community and cosmetic chemists and like have learned so much more about a lot of like the studies that brands pull from to try to push clean beauty marketing. And I'm just really not a fan of that type of marketing. I don't think that people need to be afraid of their cosmetics and what's in them. The industry is regulated, even though everybody wants to say that it's not. Whatever. I get like worked up about it. It's so stupid, but like it really bugs me. I really don't like that kind of marketing. Otherwise, I think that their packaging and everything that they've got going is really, really beautiful. I have enjoyed these products. I reach for them all the time. I think that they need to expand their shade range. I think that about a lot of brands though. That's not like some unique thought to Westman Atelier, but I definitely think they need more diversity within their shade ranges. Not everybody wants to buy, you know, a $68 foundation stick and have to buy 2 or 3 of them to mix and match to get their perfect shade. So I think that when you have a line like this, or Chantecaille, for instance, that is charging so much for their complexion products, they need to have more shades available because not everybody can afford to spend double the price to get their ideal shade. I know a lot of makeup artists, that's kind of what they do. They mix and match to make the perfect custom shades, but like for your everyday person, that's just not reality. Like people aren't gonna do that. So I wish that that was addressed. I hope that it will be in the future. I hope that we see some expansion within their shade ranges because I think that everybody should be able to experience the beauty of these products. That's why I get so frustrated because I don't like the idea of people being left out and being like, well, my shade doesn't exist in this, guess I can't try it. Like that sucks. And that needs to change within the beauty industry in general. Anyway, this has been kind of ranty. I'm sorry. I really enjoy Westman Atelier. I think they have a couple things that they could work on and change and improve upon, but overall the brand and the packaging and everything I love so much. Please know this is completely unsponsored, ungifted. I purchased all of this myself from Violet Grey. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps other people to find it and I can continue to bring you these reviews. My little baby channel has grown quite a bit recently, and I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed and actually watched my content. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.